Warning: some of the following images are graphic in nature and may be disturbing to some viewers. If you feel like that involves you, I'd suggest potentially not watching the video. Otherwise, enjoy all.
What up, y'all? This is MTO. As you can tell, I'm up and walking. I actually had originally made the script that I had on my phone to cover when I was still in a wheelchair. So, yeah, your boy is walking. That's what I'm saying. If you look at my leg, I have a pretty nasty scar going all the way down. I've got one on my heel, but it's kind of going away, and then on my toe, and then on my other foot. Wait there, two things there. For those of you that don't know, for those of you that are first coming across my channel, I actually had a motorcycle crash back in October. Wasn't good. It was very, very bad. It was unfortunately one of the times I actually was not recording. That wasn't great. I was actually coming back from a bike meet, and on the way back, the sun started coming out because it was raining that day. So I was like, oh yeah, you know, why don't I just go, I'll drop my cameras off, I'll go for a ride and just enjoy the sun. And then I let all the stuff copy to my computer while I was out on the ride. Rode around for a bit in my local area, like 20-30 minutes, and then I was on the way home and saw one coming out of an intersection 10 seconds away from my house. Came out of a side street, and I was going down the main road at 60. They just slowly creeped out on the road and completely cut me off, and I ran into the side of their car. Yeah, it was weird. I didn't really panic or anything. I just ran to the side of their car, flew over it, and went flying like 20 meters is what people described to me before I actually hit the ground. I landed on both my legs and smashed into the curb in the middle of the road, and then I think I ended up continuing to roll onto the grass that was in like that median. I think that cushioned my blow a lot, but I did break both my legs, and I broke my hand, which I actually didn't show that scar too, but I've got that scar there as well. Hopefully that was on the camera. If not, oh well, that's just a normal scar, just quite big. It's like 2 inches. Excuse me. These are annoying. So yeah, like that was the crash. Pretty gnarly, pretty fucking gruesome. I was bedridden for a full month in the hospital. And the only reason why I got discharged earlier was because I felt like I could leave and get out earlier. But they were happy to actually keep me there for even longer. It was getting quite boring. I literally had nothing but an iPad to keep myself entertained. But before I even got the iPad, I was just watching cable TV. And it was just reruns of old rubbish TV. It was so bad. Shit. It's been quite a while. I haven't done one of these videos in a long time. I mean, I'm still bandaged up, but I can move around a lot, so I'm not in pain anymore. Let's see what we got. Boom. Chips BLT sandwich. Very, very simple. But then we got tomato soup, which is yum. Haven't done it yet. Some tomato sauce. Got some ice cream. Depth perception. Biscuits. Ginger ale. While watching trash TV. But I'm probably gonna watch Doctor Who. Yo, so this is the final dinner. I've got the iPad out ready. My sister brought it over so I can watch. I'm watching Doctor Who. The girl I'm seeing has got me into it. But we got another steak, chips, potatoes, gravy, milk, because of the cookies. But I had Oreo cookies, and then, yeah, Oreo cookies. Snacks, chips, drink, that's a ginger ale, and fucking dessert, orange, like orange and almond cake. Yeah. Last dinner, and then we're going home. Discharge time. Sheesh. The nursing staff were amazing though. So the main thing I really wanted to do with this video was kind of just to spread awareness about the whole process and like what actually happens, and just try and reiterate to people to please pay attention on the road. Granted, my accident, there was nothing I really could have done. I had relatively zero time to react. I probably had under a second because this person just slowly came out into the middle of the road and just blocked me. I couldn't go right. If I went right, I was going to go all the way right and then cut onto the other side of the road because there was like a gap where you could turn left and right. I would have gone to the other side of the road, or I might have ran into the curb in the middle of the road and then just gone flying and probably hit cars on the other side of the road. If I couldn't go left because I was changing lanes, so I was moving. I couldn't swerve that way. It was way too awkward, out of my skill level for sure. And it was just way too close. There wouldn't have been any chance. But I think given the nature of how I hit their car, I actually hit their front right wheel and went flying over the hood. That was probably the best way I could have hit the car, instead of actually hitting, the back end of the car and then smashing from 60 to dead zero by slamming into their car. Probably would have hurt my upper body. I was actually very lucky. I only damaged basically from my waist down, back and everything, arms completely fine. Just a break in my hand, but that's coming together nicely. I'm doing stretches and whatnot. I'm still going to physio. But yeah, this is just to spread the awareness of how quickly your life can change. It is now, what are we in, March? I had that accident back in October. I still haven't gone back to work. I'm on TAC accident cover. I only started walking a few months ago, and even then it was very, very light, where it was like a few steps at a time. And it's only just recently in the last month and a half where I've actually been properly walking, and I'm actually doing good. I'm at the gym and I'm doing literally an eighth of what I used to be able to do when I was at the gym before, which is very demotivating because I know how much I used to be able to do, especially with my legs. I have had very strong legs. They're still toned, the left one at least. The right one, I can't even hyperextend this leg. That's as straight as it goes. I can't make it go further. This one, obviously, you can see the difference. But yeah, this one's gone. Yeah, I got punished quite a lot by this accident that really had no reason being in. All I'm going to say is the call I made in one of my previous videos where I said that the only time I was going to get taken out was by going too hard on the track or doing stunts was pretty accurate, because this was outside of the categories that I outlined. Someone else taking me out. That should have been the third one. I'm going to move this microphone further away so it doesn't pick up my voice. You can hear some ambience. Just got to remember to grab it again. Oh, it's recording as well. Yeah, so I've just got notes on my phone because this is the first time I'm actually trying to do a structured video rather than just saying random BS and then just kind of yapping as I'm riding down the road. Yeah, I said the summary. The actual injuries, I broke my big toe and I had to get a K-wire put into it to keep it straight while it was healing. I broke my calcaneus bone, which is just the big heel bone. A crack went right through it. Had to get a massive screw, like a centimeter thick and then that long. So that's completely in my heel now. Yeah, I broke my hand. So the 5th metacarpal on my hand, I fractured that. And because that's in the hand, it's very delicate. My hand still feels horrible. Still quite a lot of pain going through it if I try and use it in certain ways, even just stretching it out. And I've only just kind of gotten this flexibility back recently. I've gained weight quite a bit. I feel like crap. I haven't worked out properly in 6 months. And even then the working out I'm doing is really light stuff to try and just rehabilitate. In my right leg, I broke my tibia and fibula, and they had to do surgery, and they had to I forgot what the name of the cut was that they did, but it's it's not a normal one, but they pretty much had to completely open my knee up, sever a nerve, so I still can't feel this side of my leg. This is completely numb. They've put in 15 odd pins, screws and pins into my leg, and an entire titanium rod that goes all the way through my leg down to my heel about here. And there's 2 screws, I think, holding it in place there. Leg feels weird. It definitely feels different. Surprisingly, it doesn't feel... I can't tell if it feels heavier or not, because obviously I was off my legs for a long time, and starting to walk again was very awkward, and I don't have the strength like I used to. So yeah, just building that back up. I was wearing gear everywhere that took damage, which was very lucky. The only thing I wasn't wearing gear on was my hoodie. I just had like a generic hoodie on. I had Kevlar jeans on, I had riding shoes on, gloves, helmet. I just didn't have a hoodie on, and luckily everywhere I sustained injuries. I got grazes, like a little bit of road rash on the top, but it was like little spots like that, and they literally healed within like 2-3 days when I got admitted, so that was like whatever. Summary of the bike damage. Well, it's gone. That front end was completely destroyed. It was bent in and whatnot, and I think the exhaust, from what I could see, looked fucked. I haven't seen a proper photo of it since the accident, but it's not my possession anymore. Insurance had already observed it and said it was a write-off. Yeah, the actual accident itself. So after I ran into this car, I remember all of it, for one. I vividly remember flying over the top of the hood and then just like doing a slow front flip. And as I'm doing the front flip, I'm like looking down and I can see asphalt flying past my vision. I grazed this side of the helmet and you can see it. You can see all the grazing there. Lost my Carter. You can see that the USB is destroyed on it. I don't know where it went, probably on the side of the road somewhere. And before I could even go back to my place, it was already too late. It was like months later, so it's not like it was going to be there anymore. So lost a $600 Carter. I saw a ambulance report or something like that, but within like 2-3 minutes of the accident, and the phone call being placed, there was already paramedics on the scene that were already taking care of me. I was laying on my chest, and they normally, apparently that's a bad sign, and they always think that, oh, well, if they're normally on the chest, it's not good, they've probably broken their back, or maybe they're dead or something, but that was just the most comfortable position for me, because I sleep on my chest. Sleeping on my back is very awkward, so I think that's probably where that came from. Paramedics, yeah, grabbed me, asked me some questions, put me into the back of the van. Yeah, when I got picked up and put into the van, the paramedics were asking me all these questions. I was answering stuff. They gave me like a green whistle. I'm not actually sure what it technically is, but I don't know. I guess the closest thing you can relate it to is like laughing gas. I wasn't necessarily laughing. I was just in a much better state, and I was like flirting with the paramedics and whatnot, and I was just talking mad shit. So I guess it's like the same as like when there's when people come back from like the dentist or whatever, and they obviously look like they're still drugged up and they're just saying the absolute most random rubbish. So I'm sure I made it very entertaining for them. They accompanied me all the way to the hospital because they took me there, and they stayed there for ages. I was getting x-rays and whatnot. My parents had showed up, and they were still hanging around afterwards and see how I was going. Very lovely too. Like, yeah, paramedics don't get enough praise, I reckon. That was amazing. This is the first time I've ever broken anything, and I went from no breaks, the least breaks in the family, which was 0, to the most in the family in just one accident, which is pretty wild. And yeah, they were just all around really, really supportive. Police and the fire department also showed up. I didn't see the fire department, but the police did come in and got a statement from me, and then they got a statement from the person that cut me off. So that is on the report. The details are there. They haven't just disappeared. It wasn't anything like that. The police officer called my mum. He said straight away that I was completely fine and whatever, like, fine, that, I was alive, I guess. And my mum was relieved, and she met us at the hospital. So there was that. And then, yeah, I went to the hospital and I got x-rays and CTs done. And they just, I guess, checked the extent of the damage. Yeah, my leg was obviously broken at that point, and they had to move me from bed to bed various times, and that shit fucking hurt. I've never experienced pain like that before. That was insane. I couldn't physically move my right leg at all. Like, it was straight. They put it in a brace, and I had to grab my leg like that and just move it so slowly, because every time they'd slide me over, it was a new set of nurses and staff every time, and no one understood the extent of my injuries, and no one tried to fill them in, so I had to say something every time and be like, yo, like, slow down, like, my leg hurts. The only distraction I could actually make for myself that entire time was literally just making jokes. That's normally what I do. Like, everyone else was in such serious moods and stressed out and whatnot. And I guess growing up, I've always just tried to be, at the detriment of my own, like, pride, I guess. I like trying to do stupid shit or be funny, like, not in a dangerous way, but just be funny and entertaining, and just kind of bring up people's spirits and make people enjoy their time more, make them feel included and whatnot. So the entire time we were there, I was just, saying ridiculous stuff, just trying to make jokes and cheer everyone else up. And I feel like it worked to an extent. I mean, end of the day, I'm the one that's injured, so they're stressed over me. But if I'm, not letting them see that, it hurts as much as it does, I'm sure helps them feel at ease, especially my parents. The first hospital I got admitted to was a public one, and here in Australia there is what they call the TAC, the Transport Accident Commission, and pretty much regardless of what happened in the accident, if you're involved in a motor vehicle accident, they do cover all of your expenses from like your surgeries and whatnot. So everything I had was paid for, which was great. They cover all that, but I did have to apply and get it approved, and I had everyone asking me questions like, what's this, what's that, did you get a police report number and stuff? And I'm like, dude, I just had an accident. I broke 3 of my 4 appendages. I'm like, I have no friggin' idea what you're talking about. Is there literally someone else you can talk to about it? I actually had some nurses and occupational therapists go out of their way to actually sort some stuff out for me while I was just sitting there like drugged up as hell. So yeah, big thank yous to them. I think just the medical staff in general, they're all just so amazing. It made it hard for me to be angry at all at the whole situation. I'm just very realistic about things, and I was just like, look, I'm here now. Getting angry at people and expressing frustration is not really going to do anything. So I was just in light spirits, tried to be the whole time, and then when they went off, I just had my breakdowns and whatnot if it ever happened. But yeah, so what the TAC is, so they cover 75% of our registration fees to be able to drive on the road. 75% of that goes to the TAC, and then that money gets used to pay for these accidents and whatnot, and surgeries and stuff that need to be done. The surgeries that I had obviously this one on my knee, and then I had the one on my ankle at the same time, and then I had my left side done with my hand and my heel. This cut is 8 to 9 inches long, 20 to 23 centimeters, and no, none of it is magnetic. I thought it would be, but my AirPod case did not stick to it. Titanium, the more you know. And I have actually gone through metal detectors since then, and it hasn't set anything off. So yep, like airport ones, hasn't set anything off, which is very interesting. I'm actually kind of bummed by that. I want people to actually be like, yo, what you got in your leg? And I'll just be like, I don't know, my leg's like entirely titanium at this point. So you told me, bro. Yeah, second surgery was on my hand. They had to relocate the metacarpal, and then one of my toes was also dislocated. I think it was the one next to the big toe. I think that was dislocated, and they actually had to pop it in, but I had so many drugs going through me, I didn't feel shit when they did it. So that was cool. The big toe also had a K-wire put into it, as I said before. Recovery, man. So I guess for context, like the recovery and the physical therapy and such. So I've always been a very independent and strong person. I guess that's just how family has raised me. So I was always like, if I want to get something done, I do it myself, and I've always been like that. Like I said, I used to go to the gym a lot, so I had a pretty good physique, quite strong. For anyone curious, I was doing 180 kilo squats, 400 kilo leg presses, 120 kilo bench press, 48 kilo incline press, and 35 kilo military press. Just to give some quick numbers, and at that time I was 92 kilos. So if anyone was curious, that was what my stats were, give or take. Pretty strong person. Every time I wanted to do something, I would just do it and it would get done. I had never really ever had to rely on people. Like I never even asked to borrow money from people. I always just tried to balance my finances in a way where, if I ever had an issue, I could solve it myself. There were some hiccups with expensive car parts and whatnot, and dad helped out with that, so I was appreciative of him at the time. But that was the kind of person I always was. And then I went from that to being stuck in a bed for an entire month because I couldn't physically move at all. I couldn't even get up to go to the bathroom. I couldn't even lift myself up to sit on a bedpan to go to the bathroom. That was very humiliating, but nurses are they're well trained for that. And they're very accommodating and very understanding. So yeah, I've got the utmost appreciation for those staff, and even though they were like that, I still hated relying on asking someone else to pick me up or help pick me up so I could get onto a toilet. Even then I couldn't even go to the bathroom. I literally had to do it in the bed. That was really crap. Didn't enjoy that at all. So yeah, as you could tell, I definitely broke down various times. It was definitely the lowest point in my life. But I never really let anyone see the breaking down. I think the only person that ever saw that was my mum. But she just knows me really well, so she would have just seen through all of it. Yeah, Mum did a really good job being there for me the whole time. She was there every single day, pretty much, unless I was just not feeling well that day or not really enthusiastic about talking, but that I think only happened like a handful of times. It was always good to see Mum. Very, very supportive. Love you, Mum. But yeah, I couldn't even get into the toilet myself. I think, yeah, I was stuck in that bed for so long that my back and my ass and my legs were actually in pain. I think they just called it bed sores. Yeah, it hurt. I was very fit. I'm very used to sitting down as well. Like I work a desk job. I play games growing up my entire life, like computer games, so PC player. So I'm always sitting down. So, you know, for someone that's like that, who could play Dota for like 8 hours the second they finished school and they got home, and they would sit down for 8 hours until they got tired and fell asleep, you'd think someone like that would be ready for that shit. But I was laying in that bed for, I think, literally an entire month straight before I got out of it. Yeah, that sucked. That was fucking painful, dude. Do not miss that. But hey man, there's something about riding that was just so captivating and so fun and so freeing. Just watching the season change from, what was it? It was like autumn, I think it is. Or spring? After winter? I don't know, whatever the fuck it is, but when it was going from that season to summer, I think anyone that's watched my channel for long enough has known and heard my commentary where I've been super excited for the good weather from summer to come around, and where it's nice and hot and the roads are all hot and sticky, and that's what I was looking forward to the entire time, because I started riding in May, which was pretty much winter, and then I had the crash like a month before it was actually getting proper hot. And I was just sitting there in the hospital room, just looking out that window, just watching as every day got hotter and hotter and hotter. And I could do nothing but just stare. I had a bunch of visitors. Obviously, you know, Mum came around a lot. Sister and her partner came around a lot too. I had a lot of friends come over too. A lot of the guys from the riding group. Very supportive. I love all you guys. Thank you so much. Too many people to name directly. I had my actual friends, my roommates, all come around. There was a girl singing at the time that came around too, but she lost interest after I had the crash. So yeah, fake bitch, I guess. Fuck her. Oh well. I was kind of expecting it to happen too. She was very mature, so it was like, yeah, whatever. Shit happened. I had a very good support structure around me, which was very good. I was very thankful for that. I don't think there's much else to talk about. But I mean, I'm making this video because I'm starting to get pretty amped up. And the reason why, I mean, how do I put this? Fucking laters, dude. We back. Yeah, so we're back. This is the fucking fit now. As you can see, we're going all white, dude. All fucking white. Yeah, you can see that. I'm gonna get some white boots. I got black ones at the moment, but I've got white gloves. You can see the bike is white. This thing is amazing. I tell you, I've had this thing for 2-3 days now, and I'm in love with it. For those that don't know, it's a 2025 MT07, and goddamn, it looks fucking nice. Just get the camera and actually bring it closer. Yeah, it looks so nice. Like, that's like the front end's been redone now. And if I actually turn the bike on, yeah. Oh, which mouth? It looks so much more aggressive. It looks intense. Look at that, dude. That shit look tight. There's some minor details that have changed. I mean, like, this tank is different. There's actually like indents here for the handlebars because it's actually got a more aggressive ride style. You kind of lean forward just like that little bit more. So that means that there's no intakes on the front there that you would see before. That's actually closed off now. I don't actually know where when the noise gets routed, but then there's actually like vents that come out there. It looks fucking sick, and it actually does change how it sounds. It sounds way better. The display's being updated. You can play your music, you got navigation. Yeah, you can change different profiles. So that street will say something different. I can't get it to change right now. I gotta start the bike, but I'll start that in a second. Yeah, fucking 2025. I got a free upgrade because of that insurance claim. But look, end of the day, you don't want to have a fucking accident to get a new bike. But I guess at this point, here we are. This thing is fucking sick, dude. Such a wide angle lens. And the first thing you might notice is that it already sounds really good. And that's because my insurance, I had the exhaust already listed on it. So yeah, we got the Acura already on it. I didn't have to install it myself, bro. It's fucking sick. Give it a few blips. Sounds hella good. I think there was another rider that came over just to see what I was doing. Probably didn't realize I was recording. Yeah, it's getting dark very, very quickly. You can see the sun setting over there. So I've got the ISO at 1600 actually. Hopefully the image still turns out nice. It actually looks pretty good on the screen from what I'm looking at. So I guess probably to start off, I know I did have like a big ton of like intro that I did, just explaining like the whole accident and everything, but I didn't really go over the bike and like the gear that I'm now wearing. So I had a friend, close riding mate, that gave me these boots. He got them from someone else that didn't use them, and he didn't use them either, so I got some riding boots, which was pretty great. Thank you very much, bro. You're a beast. Riding cargos now, which fit so much better than the jeans. They're so much more comfortable, except for like around the waist. I'm probably going to get it fit because I got a big ass. These tons of pockets. They're very spacious. And I got this hoodie from Hooligans. Yes, sir. Rocking that. Like I said, I've got the white gloves. These are... I actually don't know what these are, but they are argon something. They work with the phone as well. And the best part about the fit, this fucking helmet, dude. This helmet is fucking sick. I love this helmet so much. This is the Alpine Stars Supertech R10. This is actually a race helmet. It's fully carbon fiber. You can see it in the back there. The rest of it is carbon fiber as well, but it's painted white for obvious reasons. I wanted to match the white aesthetic. Even though this is kind of silver, I still wanted to go with the white aesthetic. I thought that would look really fucking sick. So like I said, yeah, I'm gonna get the white boots later on. I'm not really in a rush for those. And then at that point, I've pretty much got everything, unless I can find like a white armored hoodie that I'll only use during the daytime when it's like sunny and not raining, because that'll probably get destroyed really fucking quickly. I want it to stay like crisp white the whole time, but realistically that's probably not going to happen. I'm probably yelling as well, I don't really need to. Oh yeah, about the helmet. So people actually say that this helmet is really loud. My response to those people, I had an HJC F71. It sounds the exact same as this helmet. I was actually expecting it to be like deafening, and honestly, it sounds just as loud with this bike running than it did before. If I'm listening to music, I'll just pop in AirPods and I'll just ride around like that and just listen to music. And that blocks out enough of like that droning noise that you hear when the bike's running and your hearing starts to kind of waver, and it's weird to describe. That definitely helps out a lot. Next week I should have the chin mount so I can actually like mount the camera to my head. I was thinking of mounting the other chin mount from my old helmet to this one, but I don't know if it would fit nice and flush onto this one. I think the curvature is a little bit different, so I'm not going to really bother with that. But yeah, cheers, peace.